Good morning, everybody. How are you? How are you? It's a beautiful, bright, sunny day, clear blue skies here in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. 9:19 anti-meridian and 46 sweltering degrees. And I have an appointment to meeting in Hanover, Pennsylvania. So I thought, hey, let's take a ride together. So we're going to do that. We're going to take a ride to Hanover, Pennsylvania. It's a nice ride. We'll go down Route 116. And we will then arrive at Hanover. And then I will stop the video and I will go into my meeting. And then I will finish the meeting. Then I have another meeting. I have a checkup at the doctor's at noon, also in Hanover. So it's going to be a Hanoverian day. And then I need to go down to Germantown, Maryland, and set up a new bank account. So, or finalize the setup of a new bank account, I guess. So it's going to be an action-packed day. Oh, and then at 5 o'clock, I'm recording a show with Jason Heilman. The first of many shows recorded for aspiring guides. It's funny because, all right, so I'm going to take the guide exam, but I'm not expecting to pass it. So the anxiety level that other people have, I'm not sharing that. I mean, if I pass, I'll go as far as I go until I fail. And if I get the license, then great. I have a license and I'll use it. I've always wanted to do horseback tours. I'd probably only do horseback tours. But you know, the odds against me passing are pretty high. And probably, I think most people know that for themselves as well. And so there's a lot of anxiety online about the guide exam, and I've been contacted by no less than 4 guides and 1 ranger, Chris Gwynn, suggesting we do a show about the guide exam. And we're actually doing a couple of different shows about the guide exam. This one is with Jason Heilman. I believe it's, don't quote me on this because I forgot, but I believe the angle is just preparing yourself for the guide exam, what you need to do. And then we're going to do another one, which will be more of a panel, and it's going to be a little broader. It's going to include what not to do while preparing for and taking the guide exam. And also another one kind of demystifying the guide exam because there's a lot of misinformation apparently going on out there. I don't see it. I don't spend time on Facebook as much as I should. I'd probably have a larger following there if I did, but that's not where I focus my time. And excuse me. So I'm not seeing what it is, but from what I'm hearing from these people who've approached me, there is a lot of misinformation out there. So I would just say, in a general sense, if you are one of these people who are anxious about the guide exam, do not believe everything you read. Not that they're trying to misinform you, it's just that they're mistaken, I think is really what it is. And there's a lot of rumor. And a lot of this could be easily squashed by the guide force and the Park Service if they just give you more of an idea of what to expect. But when in the absence of information, rumor and conspiracy theories abound. And I think that is what is behind the effort here for us to do these shows for you. So I have a full day today. Full day. I'm not going to be in the mood to record anything at 5 o'clock. I'll tell you that. I'll be probably half asleep and starving. Because in my day's schedule, I don't know where there's time to eat. So that should be interesting. That should be interesting. How are you all? What is new in your world? Who's got some good news? Does anybody have any good news that they'd like to share with the class? Good morning, Peter. Good morning, Barbara. Good morning, Dogface. Good morning, John. It does look gray today. Yes, it does. Because it is. It doesn't just look it. It isn't. It's gray. Oh, I meant to go there. Shoot. Well, all right. We'll come back on 116 then, I guess. You will do great on the exam. I have faith in you. Well, thank you, Grant. I don't have that faith. It's you can't see the forest for the trees situation. I was talking to somebody the other day, a guide. I can't remember which guide, but we were talking about this, and I was like, because they're like, well, how could you not do well with doing this show? Like, you've talked about just about everything, and I was like, yeah, exactly. I've talked about it out of order, and it's different. And my focus, yes, I want to learn stuff, and like through osmosis, I pick things up, and accidentally I pick things up. But for the most part, it's gonna take too much time if I go this way. But for the most part, I'm focusing on producing a show. So I'm thinking about all the things that are going right and waiting to see when they're going to go wrong. And if you're a first lieutenant, you know what I'm talking about with the computer crapping out and all that. And so I'm constantly, especially when I have, I don't have Eric the producer anymore, so I'm my own producer unless Joe or somebody else is available. But that's rare because we do stuff during the workday. And so I have to be engineer, producer, and I've got to, like yesterday we were recording shows, and we were doing the live stream for our first lieutenants on Patreon, and cheese hold brain is not really conducive to me retaining it. So but I'm curious. Like, that's the thing. There's no way to really gauge if you should take the test except to take the test. I wish there was an online practice test that would grade you and give you an idea. Because the thing about test taking, and this is what a lot of guides are telling me, and so I believe it. And no, because I've been through school, so I know this is true. The thing about test taking isn't actually knowing the information inside and out. It's knowing how to take a test. Because there's a game, there's a trick to a test. You have a question, you don't know the answer, you leave it blank. You go on. There's going to be another question related to that first one you don't know. It's going to be phrased differently, but it's essentially the same answer. That one might be the one that rings the bell, then you go back and answer the first one. So there's a whole game to it, and there's context clues and all that stuff. And I think that's what a lot of us didn't learn in school. We did, but no, we didn't learn it as, like, it wasn't taught to us that way. We just figured it out. Like, I noticed patterns in school on tests, and that's how I was able to take tests without studying. And I could just remember things from class because I figured what the trick was. So a lot of the guides are saying that to me. It's like that's really the key, is learning how a test is written. And so all these guys that are busying themselves with the stitch count on the buttonholes of the coat of the 14th Brooklyn's uniform, they're wasting a lot of time and brain space, mental, whatever the hell I'm trying to say. Sorry, it's too early for me yet. Anyway, thank you, Grant, for that vote of confidence, but I will gladly bet you a bit on your 2026 trip to Gettysburg that I will not have a license by that point. That is the Matt C. promise. That's right, Peter. No regrets. Doesn't hurt to give it a go. You never know unless you try. And most of the good things that have happened to me happened accidentally because I tried. Jumpmaster said, wanted to be a guide or ranger since I was 12, way too late now. Why do you say that? Gene, you and 6 questions could study together. We could, Gene, and I would love to with Mike, because I think he would actually really help me grasp everything. But I honestly, I think it's going to be an issue of time for me. I haven't announced anything yet, but there's a lot of things that are cooking, and I don't want to, prematurely. What's that saying about the chicken clucking before the egg hatches or something like that? Like I don't want to talk about it before it happens or doesn't, because then if it doesn't happen, it's kind of embarrassing. So I'm going to hold off on that. But there's a lot of things that are swirling around with a good ship addressing Gettysburg, and honestly, if any one of them happens, it's going to eat up what very little time I have already. And then if all of them happen, I guess I'll sleep when I'm dead, I guess is really what it is. Actually, no, if all of them happen, I'll be able to hire people finally. So that will be nice. So I'm hoping they all happen. For that reason, and also because we'd be able to produce some much better quality stuff for you guys, and probably a little more often. But, we'll see. John B says, Passor Fail, it's important you did it, you'll feel good about it. Yeah. I had a friend, a guide, he put together a 25 question practice test. I got one wrong. So that was encouraging. And actually, I caught 2 mistakes that he made in the making of the test. So one was grammatical, the other one was factual. So that was nice. But 25 questions versus 300 or whatever I don't even know. It's hundreds of questions for the guide exam. I got the ADD, 10 questions in, I'm like, what am I going to get for dinner? If I get this license, then I can do this, then I can do that. I won't be focusing on, I'll be thinking about everything else but the test. So it'll be a miracle if I get it. The first time. Good news is the 1.5-foot new snow we got is taking a major beating. Good. They can't just make you honorary guide. Peter, I've often fantasized that someday the guides would do that, because they see that I, without their solicitation, without coming to them saying, I'm going to do this, so pay me, I promote guiding probably better than the guides do, and to a much wider audience. And you would think, right? You would think. But you really have to do a lot more than that to be an honorary guide. Agent Baby says, damn test, a creation of the Yankees. Yes, it's a very Yankee thing. Jumpmaster, I'm 62 now with property and a mind that doesn't retain as well and no desire to be around a zillion people. Well, those are good reasons, Jump Master, to not be a guide. Those are very good reasons. Good morning, Marcia. How are you? Good morning, Jennifer. Grant says, did money and cigarettes let a little thing like a mediocre keyboard mediocre keyboard player and an adequate singer stop them? No. Don't put so much pressure on yourself. No, I'm putting no pressure on myself. I'm not saying I don't want it. I'm just saying it's not the end of the world if I don't get it. Because I'm not, okay, when I moved here, the plan was do the podcast to learn. And then take the guide exam in 2019 when they should be giving it next. And they didn't. And in the meantime, the podcast unexpectedly found an audience. And I mean, I had always hoped it had found an audience, and I had a plan in place in case it did. But this is like my third or fourth podcast. It's hard to find an audience. So I really wasn't expecting that would happen. And, but I just had an itch to tell the story of the Battle of Gettysburg for a living. And so that's why I wanted to become a guide. And then I found the audience. And then I started Patreon. And then we started doing live events and selling t-shirts. And what do you know? A little business started. And then eventually, what do you know? I don't need to work a second job. And then eventually, what do you know? I have my own Learjet. No, that'll never get there. But still, the point is that now I'm making a living having a hand in the telling of the story of the Battle of Gettysburg. And why go through all the bullshit? Why jump through the hoops? Why deal with the politics, the personalities, the sniping, the pettiness? Why deal with all that stuff? I could deal with that already with the show. Now I got to deal with it because I have a license. So I'm not really hell-bent on getting it anymore as a career path. I will, though, take advantage of it if I did make it all the way. But, I doubt I'm going to. So it's kind of a moot point what I'm going to do if I get that far, because I'm probably going to flunk the written. And so then I'll know what it's like, so that the next time they give the test when I'm 80, then I'll take it and be better prepared. Yeah, Jump Master. Same question, 15 times framed 25 different ways as you were mentioning. Exactly. It's probably like 7 questions, and you just got to recognize them when they're reiterated. If the test was a Scantron, I'd walk out. Oh, I don't know how they do it. Good morning, Dustin. Good morning, Ghost. Good morning, George. DW, you got it. Keep your glass half full. Exactly. Oh, yeah, no. The first half of my life, assuming I lived to 80, up till 40, I was a glass half empty guy. It gets you nowhere, ladies and gentlemen. It gets you nowhere. So if you can avoid it, be a glass half full guy. Ty says, I'd already start sounding your wait, what? I'd already start souring your grapes. Don't want to be a part of some club with all the other elitist guys. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying I don't want to be part of a club. I'm not saying anybody's elitist. I'm just saying that, I hear stories, I witness things going on here that make it seem like a headache. But on the whole, it's not a headache. But there's there's always people that do the caring for everybody else, and so it's a headache for them, and so it seems like, you know, it could be a headache for everybody because I'm the guy that cares. So I would probably be one of those people going, how could they do that? And blah, 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 blah. And I think the way I have things situated now, it's nice because I can get along with everybody. I offer friendship to everybody, and all they have to do is shit on it, and then it's like they never existed. I don't go to war or anything like that. It's just they're dead to me. So yeah, so like I like it this way better because everybody, it's a great community, and everybody wants to work together, and it's nice. I think it's just easier for me to do it this way. I'm not bound by bylaws or rules. I mean, you know, of course, the law I'm bound by like everybody else, but like as far as how I conduct my business, it's, you know, whatever I can figure out within the realm of reason and decency and sanity and legality, then that's what I do. So I'm not trying to Jumpmaster says, in my opinion, Matt, you're probably where you should be and be at ease with that. Exactly. Oh, I feel I'm exactly where I should be. I mean, I've talked about all this stuff before, how I got kind of hokey and hippie-like and somewhat, I hate the word spiritual, but, you know, in tune a little more with my soul. Let's put it that way. Since turning 40, and I think you're exactly right. I'm not only probably, I'm definitely exactly where I should be. And I know that because most of my problems have gone away. My depression, gone. My anxiety, I mean, only in moments of surprise or shock or terror or possible conflict does it kind of start to twinge a little bit, but I think that's just a human reaction to things. But for the most part, I don't live with it every day anymore. And I think I had it because I wasn't listening to myself and doing what I was supposed to be doing, and I wasn't seeking it in the right areas. And then I did, and suddenly a lot of things just kind of disappeared. It wasn't even necessarily a process, it was just boom, it's all gone. So who knows, but yeah, I think we'll see. Any Easter plans? Yes, Jennifer, I'm going to the tropics of North Jersey. We're having dinner on Saturday so that I can be back for work on Monday. So it's a very quick. We're driving up Saturday morning, driving back Sunday morning. Friday night, Cindy's daughter's 19th birthday, so we're taking her out to dinner. Dave Bussier from TR Historical, also my schedule manager, he's actually driving down Friday afternoon for a meeting. We're locking ourselves in the house and we're having an intense meeting on how to set up the infrastructure for a new business that we are starting. I'll tell you this much, that we're starting, that we will offer every year, perhaps twice a year, but this year only once because it's kind of late in the year to start it. But we think if you're a retiree who's, you know, set up a nice retirement for yourself and you got a lot of time and you have a desire for knowledge and to master something, this is going to be the thing for you, for sure. Even if you're not a retiree, but you have a desire for knowledge, you want to master something, and it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you'll be able to access this. And let's say you're, I don't know, you're my age or you're a little younger than me, and you know, you've fallen into the trap of marriage and family, and you've got little rugrats running around, and you go to work and you come home and you read a book. Hey, reading a book is good. Of course, we all read books. I just bought a whole bunch of books at a book sale yesterday at Maryland Sutler. Spent $80 on used books. Am I going to read them? Probably not. But if I have them and I need them, I've got them. But my point is that, you know, your life's a little dull, right? You're happy that you got the wife. You're happy you got the kids. You feel secure because you got your mortgage. Everything's wonderful, but it's dull. Where are you in the mix, right? Besides, you know, whatever role it is you decided you're playing with your wife, in the family. I mean, so you want something a little extra. You want to have a little bit of purpose. No, that's not the right word. You want a little meaning. No, that's not the right word either. You want something more. This is going to be it for you. And you're gonna really have a good grasp on the Battle of Gettysburg. And that's all I'm gonna tell you. That's all I'm gonna tell you. But we're setting up the infrastructure to be able to take payments, deliver assets, LLC. You know, just how it's all gonna work on the back end, so that when we throw it out there to the public, and the public overwhelmingly reacts by enrolling, you will have hopefully an infrastructure that doesn't have a lot of kinks in it. I was just saying that as an excuse, I'd already be building. Oh, you'd already be building. Okay, I thought you were. Gotcha. I'm sorry. Peter Zach says everything has a headache. It just depends on your taste in pain and suffering. Yeah, that's a good point. I have no tolerance for it anymore. Maybe it's patience. I don't know. I put myself through so much pain and suffering for no friggin' reason for far too long in my life. I have no patience for anybody's bullshit anymore. I'm just done. And it's just easier to, you know, it's nice to be friends with everybody that you encounter. The reality of it is you can't be, because people are all different, and every personality type does not mesh with the other. No matter how gregarious you are, no matter how much people say, oh, he gets along with everybody. No, he doesn't. There's certain personalities that rub me the wrong way, and I know I rub certain personalities the wrong way. So you know, you gotta, you know. Yeah, Jump Master, smothering in books. That's good. Well, a friend of mine he's helping out over there at Maryland Sutler, and he sent me a picture of a box of books. He's like, hey, they're having a book sale here, and it's right across the street from the studio. So I'm like, be right over. So I went over, went through. There were some pretty good books there. I got a lot of PA Reserve books. What was another one? Here Come the Rebels, by Bill Nye the Science Guy. I got that one. I've been looking for that one for a while. I think it was Sue Boardman said that was one of her favorite books. So, you know, I got a bunch, and I think I found the missing volume of the Time Life series that I haven't. I don't know. I lost it or I never got it. I don't know why I was missing a few, but There were like 3 or 4 that I was missing. So I found them, used over time. And I think I finally found the last one. Or I bought a duplicate, in which case, I'll let you know. How's the housing market in Gettysburg? Well, we moved in October, but we rented, and it was not good then. Rents are ridiculously high. In many cases, they're more than mortgages. I don't know what the purchasing theater is like as a buyer or a seller. I've kind of stopped paying attention since then. I do know that there's one property for, a measly $4.6 million that Cindy and I had our eyes on. And we dreamt about what we would do there, what we would create there so that you had some place to come to and nerd out, yet also just enjoy the beauty of the surrounding area. And then we realized, how the hell are we going to get $4.6 million? So that was that. But they dropped the price a little bit, I think. They're not, it's been sitting there for a while. And I think what happened was that they were working on it and it ran out of money. And so you probably got to put another $2 million into work. And I guess nobody really wants to do that. So, yeah, but it's beautiful. Beautiful. All right, now where? I keep forgetting where this office is. Oh, I passed it. Damn it. Well, then we're just going to have to do what they call turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit lonely and something. Turn around. Turn around. Bright eyes. All right, let me do this here. Hold on. Fix the microphone. No, it's not hitting anything. There is no microphone to fix. It's a phone. Folks, it's a phone. I can't do anything about the sound. I can't do anything about the connection. It's a phone. Okay. Now, where was I? The studio I can fix. Anything goes wrong there, I can fix it once I figure out what it is. I'm just going through here. Ty Webb says, you rub me the right way, Matt. Wait a minute. Yes, that's a Patreon perk. First lieutenants. Okay, I'm leaving it there. Anyway, speaking of leaving it there, I gotta go. I have 7 minutes till my appointment. It's great talking with you guys this morning. Sorry I haven't been on much, but I've been really busy, but it's all good stuff. And you'll find out about it as they become more definite. And I think you'll enjoy some of them. Maybe other ones you'll be like, meh, who cares? But, yeah. Anyway, you guys are the best. And I hope you have the best day of this week today. I'll talk to you later.